Welcome to Safe Conveyor. This is sort of an instructional video. We sell quite a few of these inclines where you have a low section that might go under a piece of equipment, and then you need to carry it uphill and drop it into maybe a bin or a box or a gaylord or onto a table. But you're getting the things off the floor and up. But the question people always have, because it's a little bit intimidating, is there's so many dimensions on an incline. So people like to know, how do I go about telling you what I need, and how do I get those dimensions to you so I can get a quote and get it built. So very simply, the section down here is the infeed. And we measure that from the bottom down here to the corner where it starts the incline. So this particular one happens to be 2 feet. And this is limited to about 18 inches. Any shorter than that, it's really not a frame. You might as well just be dropping parts up here because they're going to start falling off the other end anyway. So having a flat section allows you to drop down and not have the parts waterfall backwards, so you can get them up the incline. If you don't have that section and you just have a straight conveyor, you have to drop up here so that'll catch it and it won't go off the ends, which means you have to start a lot higher. So these work if you're up high dropping. You can just use a straight conveyor. But when you want to get under something, this is right now set at about 7 inches. You can sit it on the floor. Now we do a 1-inch paddle. These are our vertical flights, they're called. And it can be on spaces of increments that are 3/4 pitch. That happens to be 1 foot. Don't expect that they're all going to be exactly 1 foot. It's not a timing belt. So when we get around to the end of the loop, it's either going to be, if it's too loose, we're going to take out some rows. And you might have a section here that's, missing a few rows. Probably take out 2 at a time also. You don't just take out 1. You want to keep the offset of the belt being built correctly. Now, when you get to the incline part, you want to know the height from the floor. Let's get the tape measure out. So you want to go from the floor down here all the way up to where it meets the bottom corner of the conveyor. Okay, so right there. You see this one here is just a little over 48 inches if we get right in there. It's around 48 inches. It's sitting about 1 inch off the floor. And so that's this corner right here. Right behind the motor. You want to go from the floor. Okay, that's going to be where you drop. Now it's not going to drop right at that corner. It drops back, as you can see. The belt is turning inside of here. And so as it comes around this turn, going to drop down. So you're going to be dropping, maybe 3 inches back from there, and this is where it waterfall off the end. And as far as angle, anything over 15 degrees incline, you're going to have paddles to go up the hill. And then most people want to keep it as short as possible. So probably the most common size is 45 degrees. And like, for example, this particular conveyor has a 2-foot infeed. It travels to a 45-degree angle to 48 inches. So if you do your Pythagorean theorem there, 48 up, 48 over, that's a 67-inch section of conveyor. And it's measured from the bottom corner to the bottom here. So that's the 45-degree angle. Now we'll ship this out with the stand folded. It's on a folding bracket here. So it'll fold under. So this whole assembly will be complete. We'll disconnect this plates down here. Separate one side of it. That section, then open the belt up, slide that section out, and then fold the belt back up on top of this section, the top one. And then when you get it, you leave that top section wrapped up. It'll be wrapped up with some stretch wrap. You slide the bottom section on, lock it all down, and then just let the belt unwrap it and let it slide through the conveyor till the 2 bottom pieces come together at the idler, then rejoin it right there. So it's pretty simple to put together. Not technical skill required, except being able to tighten some bolts. When you fold this out, you're going to loosen this top bolt, allow it to rotate. This bolt that's on the strut, that bolt on the strut. Now if you want to change its height and start to tip this thing a little bit, remember it's a fixed angle, but you could be going downhill a little bit, or you could do a little bit of adjustment. There is some adjustment in the legs. Like if you had to go on a platform, you could lower that section so it's sitting on the platform, the bottom part, and still be at the 45-degree angle incline. Okay? So that's basically it. I'm going to turn it on a second so we can see it run. So we have the design of this conveyor. We keep all the flights inside the frame, and they don't extend out the end section. So if you come up to something at the end of the conveyor, I'm trying to show that, you won't smash the flights into it if you put a box underneath it or get too close to it with something. Same as the in-feed section. You see the flights don't come out past the beginning. A lot of systems, they'll have flights, they just basically let it hang down and they're sticking out the bottom, and they can bang into stuff, get broken, or even hit people. So we keep them on site, and that limits us to a 1-inch high flight. So we really don't market a really tall flight. It isn't safe having that really tall paddle, and I leave that to other designers who want to sell that product. Again, this is a variable speed system, currently going at 40 feet per minute. And this one can go up to 80. It can go up to speeds of 250 feet per minute. And because it's a variable speed DC brushless, we could turn this down to 4 feet per minute, and it will have the same power and torque when it's running. So we turn that off. Okay, so that's basically it. So if you want to get a quote, we have our email. It's sales@safeconveyor.com, or our phone number, which is on our website. And if I get that dimension that you want to get under something, we might actually put a taller leg if you wanted to be a foot off the ground. And then we would look at your drop height, and we'll figure out that length, come up with a drawing, mark it up. And as far as widths, 6-inch, you go 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. That's as big as we go. Okay? I look forward to hearing from someone who wants to get a quote. Thank you.